down, but I wasn't out. So somehow I found an opportunity, and I found a few opportunities, and it took forever, man. I was freaking out. I didn't think I was gonna find anything. I lost everything. I went into the hole with bills. So I was like a month behind in bills, and things were looking real bad. But I found this opportunity. I found a couple opportunities, and I had to take this one because it was the quickest, and I needed something fast to get out of that situation. So I went to this company. Won't say the name. I don't want my business out there. I don't need publicity. I don't need. Actually, I like the incognito thing. I like being able to share my story, but keep it relatively personal. Share my story to help people on their journey to come from places like that I was in. Because I was in the place of like an E, like an average worker, B, like a person not knowing what he's going to do. I was in that place, still struggling, but not as much. I make all right money. It's harder work than people think. Trucking is not easy, but trucking's been all right to me so far. I did local trucking for a while and made all right money. So you can make all right money. Granted, I did work kind of harder, but it's a lot better than a lot of other things. It can open other doors. It can open bigger opportunities. Your potential to make good money is there within a couple of years. Potential to make six figures is there within a couple of years, as long as you do good. As long as you stay safe and you don't get anything, and you don't get any accidents, and you just gain your experience in a couple of years, and then you can move into a better position, like leasing a truck. You can make at least onto a company, you can make all right money, and then or going to a company job within a couple of years, making $100,000 that's all there. Those opportunities are there. It's just up to you what you want to do. So, alright, I've been back out here for a while, like a month almost. I haven't done a video in a while, so I'm going to do a video. Had a bunch of crazy things happening around me. A bunch of weird things happening. A bunch of weird things. Like, I don't know what it is, but people are acting more weird than ever. I don't know if it's me or there's something about me or what, but the world around me doesn't feel the same. It feels strange. Feels like there's that I don't fit in and there's something else going on in my life, but it's hard to describe, you know. I've never really fit into society that good, but I know how to logically work things out. I'm good at trying to figure things out, and I'm good at doing the work, you know. I'm good at just doing stable work, you know. I'm doing something meaningful, purposeful, practical. You do practical work, you know. I can be responsible and do that, you know. There's a lot of people that can't do that, I think, and there's a lot of people that have problems with conforming to society and the system's way of living, which is hard. It's hard to do nowadays with the way things are, with the way, you know, jobs are set up, and cost of living, and just being able to balance all of it it out. People are having a harder time now more than ever because to afford a house or to buy a house is very hard. To get a car even is very hard. You gotta save it for a while. And then to get a job is hard. To keep a job or to find a decent job. Something that you can do something that you can do and be stable at. Something that be stable doing with and keep housing. To keep housing while you're working and all that. It's like a juggle. Like you're juggling a bunch of things nowadays to try to survive. And a lot of people are losing their grip because things have become volatile. Financially, things are very hard, very complicated now because financially to balance your living arrangement with your car payment, with your food cost and your all of that is become taxing. So it's part of why I got into trucking, because I knew I could come and get in a truck and live in a truck and save money for a while. Even though it's very hard, it's still a lot better than working a 9 to 5 trying to keep a place to live and pay for a car and gas and food. And so I moved into a truck because of that. Basically, it looked like a better opportunity. I can always have a place to live and have a job. So it's good in that aspect. I also had an idea of going to the oil field to make a bunch of money within 6 months or something, you know. I was desperate. I had to do something back in a couple, what was it, like a few years ago, like in 2021, after COVID. I was trying things. I was trying a lot of different things. If you watch my channel and you follow me, you'll see me on my journey trying different things. I got into trucking. I tried to get into merchant mariner stuff, and I couldn't get in. And I wanted to go to the oil field, and I was gonna go. I was just gonna go and then try to take a risk and go out there, but you kind of need experience before you go out there, and it's harder to get in than you think. You can't just go out there and expect to get in. So that's kind of like how merchant mariner was. Like you can work on a ship, you can go out, but your entry level is hard to get into. Go through the union and you go through training, you can get in a lot easier. But to get into merchant mariner stuff, just to get onto a ship, entry level, there's not a lot of positions there. Most of them are taken. And I sat around for months trying to get into the union because some old medical history that kept me stuck. I made a mistake and listed something I shouldn't have, and that messed me all up. But be careful about what you say, because it can mess up your whole life, bro. It can keep you stuck. So I made a mistake with that. I could have probably did merchant mariner, but I didn't say anything, and I could have got in. I tried to fix it. It took a year, and it still didn't get in. Like, what the hell? So somehow I found my way back into trucking. I'm back trucking now, and I kind of wanted to do merchant mariner, but it's like you're gone for months at a time on a ship. You think that's going to be any better than trucking? Like, if you think about it, being gone for weeks on the road is still, out here in civilization. Being gone for months on a boat, it's even crazier, bro. Granted, the thing about it was, you could save like 20 grand at a time. You know, you go out for a few months and save 20,000, and like within a year you could have 50, 60,000 saved up. So that was the goal, to go and save like 50, 60 grand in 1 year. You know, where else can you do that? You can't do it in trucking really either. Like, it's just like, you know, all your expenses are paid on the ship. You know, you go out on the ship, you're just making money, you're working. You might be working a lot, but you're working a lot here. You know, you're working a lot at a 9 to 5. You know, if you think about it, your time, your commute there and back, and then, you know, getting ready and all your stuff every day, you still work a lot. You're working every day that you're up, you know. Downtime is very little in modern life. You have to always be doing something and working towards getting ready for work, or coming off of work and moving stuff, and just, you're just working when you're not working. So you know, you have to take, you have to make a sacrifice, and you have to accept that no matter where you go, it's gonna be a struggle. So I'm trying to find a way out. The goal, the big goal, this ain't even my goal. This was just like something I wanted to work towards, but the goal is to escape the rat race, you know, to have financial freedom, to make my money work for me, to get out of the rat race, to invest and have assets and make big money. And I think along the way I was manipulated by people trying to take advantage of me, trying to kick me while I was down, bro. I didn't realize how nasty people are, and how sadistic people are. But you gotta be careful. There's some people that might be out to get you, hurt you. So luckily, I found a way out of it, and I found an opportunity. It wasn't easy. I went through a lot of struggle to get here. And here is just a normal, regular trucking job. So it was harder for me, I think, because I came from very little training. I didn't have hardly any training. I didn't have opportunities. I didn't have very many people helping me. So I would recommend trying to get some help from somebody if you can, and find better opportunities. Make a better deal. It's all about the bigger, better deal in life, you know. I didn't make any good deals. I didn't know how. Kind of blind to a lot of opportunities in life. I think I was, you know, you don't know what you don't know. And also, I didn't know what I didn't know. And then also, I just, naturally, I don't recognize good opportunities. My ability to see practical solutions and rewarding opportunities is hard. For some reason I can't seem to fucking fit in or do things like other people. I have a problem struggling to fit in and to be a part of the normal social hierarchy. So to find my way, just to get here has been hard. So, and the goal now is to do this for a while. That's another mistake I made. I left my last job without a plan. Don't do that. I would recommend making sure you have something lined up before you leave somewhere now, because it's funny. You think there's a bunch of opportunities out here, but you're limited to where you live. That's the big thing, because when I was living in Florida, there's not a lot of good opportunities there. I mean, for some people maybe, but there wasn't that many good opportunities there for me. I had to fly out to this company. A lot of companies don't hire out of Florida because the rates, for some reason the rates are bad. I don't understand why. I don't know why they pay less for Florida, because it just seems like they should pay more, because a lot of freight comes through there, a lot of ports, a lot of stuff comes through there. It doesn't make any sense. Why do they don't pay that much to get freight out of there? So Florida, not a good place to be. The Midwest, moving up north, would kind of change your life. There's a lot of different opportunities in other places. I should have moved up north a long time ago. Because Florida is not all that. You can't notice it when you're there. You don't really see it. You think Florida's nice and all this and that, but it's got a whole set of problems there. The people are crazy. There's just too many different kinds of people. There's a bunch of old people. The laws are strict. The prison state. There's the culture, like a party culture. I mean, I met people that were like in their 30s, were still raving, going to clubs and doing ecstasy. I was like, what? You guys could still go? They were like it was religious too. It was like, oh, yeah, this is our lives. They were living it. It was like, that EDM thing. They're chasing after this EDM. Like, it's religious. Like, you have to do it. You have to be on ecstasy and hanging out with people and having fun. The party was their life. That was it. I was like, what? To me, I thought that was kind of crazy. I mean, I gotta grow up, man. But what's funny is I couldn't grow up. I was still trying to do drugs too and party in the way and just rebel and not get something stable and try to settle down. So it's funny. I waited till my mid-30s to try to fix my life, which is probably the biggest problem ever. I should have tried. My mid-20s is when I should have probably locked in. I said, oh, this ain't going good. Let me try something real, because it takes a long time to get something going. It can take a long time to find a relatively good lifestyle or livelihood to provide for yourself out here, to get a good relative routine of work and job and money to provide for yourself. It can take a long time to find that. It took me to get here. It took, God dang, to get to this spot. To get to a relatively stable spot, it was about 5 years, I think. Like, maybe 6 years to get into trucking and get something decent. And oh man, I went through homelessness, living in my car. I got kicked out of my place, and then I moved into my car, and then it all went bad. I went into somehow I got an idea to go into trucking and try to do trucking, and then I got into local trucking, and that was a struggle there too. I had to get money to get to test and then study to pass the test, which took a few weeks. But I tried to go into air conditioning repair, and I didn't see myself I didn't realize it would take 2 years of sitting there to learn how to repair air conditioning. And I almost did air conditioning, or HVAC. I almost went into that, but it didn't. I didn't set it out. I couldn't get into like the more complicated. I couldn't get into computer repair. I couldn't get into computer systems repair because you gotta have good math scores, and I'm not good at math. Something like that. Then I tried to get into. I went to college, and I was gonna get into. I was gonna get into business management. Oh my gosh, that. I mean, it could have been alright, but I changed it. Like, you know what? I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to work for myself. But business management could be alright, I guess, but it's just, it's business management. It's a big thing. So that took like a year or two, and then so I didn't go to that. I went to college and I changed my major to art. I get an art degree and I'll be good. I was like, oh, this will be fun. Go get an art degree, because I can draw a little bit. That doesn't give you an art degree, bro. And so I found out college was a bunch of bullshit, bro. To get an art degree, you got to be able to do math, and I couldn't do math that good, and I couldn't write essays that good. So I failed a couple classes, and I made it to like the second semester. Failed my second semester. I passed a few classes. I passed English, some other art history class. I passed art with an A plus. I passed art with flying colors. I was like one of the best artists, but didn't know you had to also be good at math and be good at writing essays to get an art degree. So I failed college. I tried a bunch of shit. I had to do something. I was 36 and everything was going bad. So I went and all kinds of things. I tried to get an art degree. I tried to do eBay. I did eBay for a couple of years. And then I tried to do, I've tried so many things, bro. eBay, and I was working regular jobs. Pizza Hut, and stumbled into trucking, found my way, and then almost went into Merchant Mariner. Granted, I'm still a Merchant Mariner. I can do it. I can go work on ships, which is kind of cool. You got the potential to make good money. So, recommend you try a bunch of things, especially if you're like me and you don't know what to do, and you're having problems fitting in. Go out and try a bunch of different things. Find out what works for you. But alright, this video has been going on way too long, but it's been a long journey. It's been like almost 10 years so far after getting sober and clean and sober. Try to get my life together. So if you want, you can like, comment, subscribe. Got any questions? Leave them in the comment section. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I like to create videos that add value, to help people, and talk about topics that people relate to. Like, popular topics, news, or things happening in the workforce. Modern day problems and issues. I'm going through a lot of different things. So that's going to be it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.